Hello and welcome to the first video editing workshop for Library at the Dock. You should have already downloaded this zip file from the website. If not, can you please follow the link and download from Google Drive. This is a zip file with all of the files that we're going to work with during this workshop. So, unzip that file, and so what this zip file contains is some different video and audio files of an interview with Nolan Bushnell, who is the founder of ATARI. And you can preview those just by pressing spacebar on the file on a Mac. We're going to make a little mini documentary about the creation of ATARI told by Nolan Bushnell in this interview, and through the process of creating this little mini documentary we'll teach you how to use Premiere. So because this is about ATARI, let's make a new folder on the desktop called ATARI, and this is going to be our project folder. Now, it's really important to keep all your files very well organized, so that if you need to copy that project to an external drive, for example, you can just copy that entire folder. And I like to have a name for each project, a unique name. So for this one, we're going to call it ATARI. So within the ATARI project folder, we're going to create 3 subfolders. One's called Media, one is called Projects, and one is called Renders. Now I'll explain to you what each of these folders is for as we get to it. So the first one that we need to deal with is media, and we're going to be copying some of that media from that zip file into here. Now we know that there's an interview in there because we've got some background info, so let's go ahead and create a subfolder in media called interview. And let's just copy these 3 files. We've got card 1, card 2, that's an audio file of the interview, and card 3, that's a different camera angle from the same interview. So, and we can kind of see the little thumbnail here to see what each file is. So I can see that in this thumbnail, this is a wider shot, this is a tighter shot, and then we've got an audio file there as well. So the wider shot, let's call this ATARI Cam A. And usually in the film world, Cam A is your sort of main shot or your wider shot, and then the other camera, we're going to rename that ATARI Cam B. Let's rename the audio to ATARI Audio. There's one other folder in here which is downloaded files, and for now I just want you to copy this entire folder over. So we've got downloaded files and interview, and now we're ready to open up Premiere. And we're going to click New Project over on the left. Now this is the New Project dialog that comes up. Really you only need to do 2 things here. You can leave all of these settings. We just need to create a name for the project. Now we're going to call it ATARI, and the location, we're going to choose the desktop and put it in ATARI and Projects and click Choose. So it should look like this: Desktop ATARI Projects. Click OK, and Premiere will load up. The good thing about renaming all of our files and having them already in a media folder is that we can just import that entire media folder into Premiere, and everything will already be organized, because we've done this sort of groundwork first. Now you can see here down the bottom it says import media to start, and this might look a bit confusing with all of these different boxes. Premiere almost tells you where you should start, and that's in your projects window here. So to import media, there's a number of different ways. You can go File, Import, and then import some files, but you can just double click in here where it says import media to start, and it'll open up an import dialog. Now let's just click on Desktop, ATARI, Media, and we'll just press import once you get to media, and it's just going to pull in that entire folder.